Welcome back, YouTubers, to another WWE Raw review on this road to WrestleMania with us, the British Fist.
Ka-ching.
And I am Mr. Parkin, back in my Washington Wizards Michael Jordan basketball jersey, and this guy sitting next to me. He don't need no gimmick, no basketball jersey to get over. It's none other than NJ.
What's up?
Who used his What's Up gimmick to great effect to get himself over there. Hey, right, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on this edition of Monday Night Raw down in the comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
It's the road to WrestleMania for WWE. It's also the road to WrestleMania for the British Fist. The WrestleMania 20 review will be up on Wednesday, and later up this week on Saturday we will be uploading the era-defining WrestleMania 21. Look forward to those, guys. Some very good reviews coming up for you. This Raw was pretty much hyped around The Rock's return, wasn't it? Pretty much. We knew he was going to be main event. It was hyped around The Rock's return. That's probably the reason why it's going to get such a high rating this week.
And it's the thing that people over the last few weeks been looking forward to, because when The Rock comes, people expect what they're going to get from him on mic and his presence in the WWE.
Definitely so. And one thing I will say, though, the crowd, you were very good tonight in the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon. You gave the heels heel heat, and you cheered the baby faces, something which most WWE crowds cannot do nowadays. So we thank you very much for at least making the show enjoyable, just like those UK fans did on the TNA shows that time. Right, NJ. This Raw, we thought we were going to start off with a match, didn't we? We had CM Punk come out, and then all of a sudden, Jericho comes out to troll us again. Oh, wait, he actually does cuts a promo for one. That was pretty good, wasn't it? The interaction between Punk and Jericho to start the show.
Well, the opener between these two, again, we're starting to need this now. Now we've got the match made for WrestleMania. We're going to need the in-ring segments between CM Punk and Chris Jericho. And the way they spoke to each other, they really spoke about how good they are as wrestlers and how good they are going up to WrestleMania as wrestlers as well. So I thought it was really nicely done between these two.
I mean, I think we pretty much guaranteed when this feud was sort of announced by WWE that the promo segments between these two would be incredibly good, and especially with CM Punk and Chris Jericho, two of the better mic workers in WWE. You could even say two of the best. It was a really good promo, wasn't it? It maybe went on for a bit too long, but they had a really good exchange where they're both saying they're the best in the world, and Punk says he's the best wrestler, and Jericho says he's the best at what he does. Just a really good promo between these two, which we kind of expected. I mean, we're not going to go into too much detail about the promo itself, but it was just a really entertaining exchange between two guys really good on the mic.
And, well, when it comes to this, throughout this, again, yes, Jericho had his say, but I was always going, CM Punk, CM Punk.
How can you not?
Awesome, man.
So it was a great promo, and I do wonder, though, have they explained these vignettes yet? I'd like to maybe see them explain these vignettes that they were doing that they never really just kind of just forgotten about.
I think with most things that WWE come up with, they just move on from it now. So I think the vignettes were just there to bring Jericho back. Now he's back. They concentrate on what's more important, which is Jericho's return. Yeah, so a nice way to open the show, even though I was really looking forward to opening the show with a match. But we got that next. We got CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan in a champion versus champion match for the third time on TV. Main event of SmackDown, second match on the second quarter of the Raw show. But I mean, it wasn't really about the match, was it? There was so much going on in this segment that the match really didn't seem like it meant that much at all, which is kind of a bit stupid when you're having champion versus champion, the two top guys on each brand. The whole nice thing is, before Raw, we had the whole Laurinaitis saying that it would be a good idea to have a replay of this match. And straight away, I just thought this is stupid. One, because your main is to get up towards WrestleMania, and these two are not having a match at WrestleMania.
They tried to hype stuff, but it was just there was so much going on in this segment that it kind of affected, especially the SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship hype they tried to do in this segment.
And two, the other thing I found about this is that when it comes to these two, again, this is a possible feud I can see in the future, and the fact you're having all the matches so close together now, it's really taken away the possibility of these having a strong feud. But the good thing about this is that the match did not end clean, so it gives the chance of getting a clean finish later on. But the fact we've had 3 matches in a row really ruined this for me. I really didn't care about this match.
Thank you, John Laurinaitis, for making the finish not clean. That's why I'm voting for your team on this one, brother. You know, AJ Lee is still really hot, isn't she? Oh, she is so damn hot. I thought Brittany Knight and FCW was hot, but then I looked at AJ again. I don't know which I want to choose, but I mean, the match itself wasn't really that meaningful. It went on for about 10 minutes, but it all led to this kind of overbooked segment where you had Sheamus coming in and throwing Daniel Bryan, and then you had Laurinaitis coming in saying that it's a DQ, then because Punk won. Then you had Teddy Long pushing John Laurinaitis over in the middle of the ring with a face-off, Jericho attacking Punk and holding up the belt on the ramp. It was kind of like, wow, this felt like a Russo-esque overbooked segment. But my God, even though it was overbooked, It wasn't half entertaining.
Well, I look at this and I'm thinking Daniel Bryan could quite easily have been saved for a later match. You could have had the Sheamus thing could have happened later. The GM's thing, again, they're using Punk and Daniel Bryan to push their match, their feud, or whatever's going to happen at WrestleMania. And to be honest, as much as it had a lot going for it, which leads to WrestleMania, I think it was just overly done and just took away my interest with the opening of Raw.
I mean, you had 3 feuds going on in this segment. I mean, I didn't like the overbooking, but God, it was entertaining, especially the Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis stuff. God, I find that stuff so entertaining. I look forward to a WrestleMania match of some kind between those two. Vince Russo's re-signed for WWE, apparently, according to this segment. But anyway, should we move on?
We should.
We got a video package highlighting Triple H and Undertaker's road to WrestleMania. The reason I like this promo segment because it really did a good job of highlighting last year's match, and it meant that we weren't going to get a 20-minute promo, which meant that we could probably have more time for other things on the show.
Even though the video package and the wrestlers talking were last year's stuff, so they're just replaying what we got in the past, it still did justice because we reheard what the wrestlers thought of this feud. Yes. Even though it weren't new, it was still giving us feedback on what wrestlers thought of this feud, and it just added something more to what we've already heard about the match we're getting. So
yeah, and it makes it seem a bit more like a big deal, doesn't it? And we're going to get Shawn Michaels next week, aren't we? He's going to return next week to add something to this feud once again. So they're using the old stars to try and make the feud seem better, I guess now.
Pretty much, yes.
We got a pretty meaningless Divas match: Kelly versus Brie Bella. Who really gave a shit. I wonder where Beth Phoenix was this week on WWE. Superstars?
Well, the first thing I look at this match, again, I thought Big Man would be behind the Bella Twins and then just put them in against Kelly, who's doing nothing at the minute, and she just lost. Beth Phoenix should have been in a segment tonight to get her presence in the WWE on a live show like this, so I was kind of disappointed with that.
Especially if they're going to do Beth versus Karma at WrestleMania, which, are they going to do it? We don't really know. Our main event, we had John Cena in a wrestling match versus The Miz, a WrestleMania rematch from 27. It's amazing how far Miz has come down the card, isn't it, recently, especially after he got blamed for that Survivor Series low buy rate.
And there was this sign in the audience that said, Miz, remember when you mattered? And I'm thinking that is true, because with The Miz right now, he's a wrestler I could see back in the top picture, the champion again. The fact that he's been floating around doing nothing and people not caring much about him anymore, it's really a letdown for the WWE and for Miz.
Whoever said in the back that his promo skills were degrading, may I present to you the promo that he did before this match? The reason why I like this promo was Miz was talking about he's been worked too hard to be treated like this. He made himself seem like a big deal, talking about where is his WrestleMania match. And it got me thinking, number one, where is his WrestleMania match? And number two, this actually gave the match some meaning rather than it just being some random bullshit match, because you had Miz going out there saying that I'm going to prove that I should be at WrestleMania by beating Rock tonight, even though, of course, he didn't, but that wasn't the point. It was the promo segment led on nicely to the match, which is something you can give The Miz, and why I think The Miz is a good all-round performer.
Yeah, with Miz, at this moment in time, I'm thinking that he does deserve to be at WrestleMania because he's a wrestler. Yes, people WWE are faulting him for stuff, but he's still a wrestler that WWE could use to limit, use him great. Him going to get Cena, it's a big match, but we all need the result. Yes. Obviously, Miz not being booked at Mania, but Cena is. It just led down to an easy result.
Yeah, I mean, Cena was never really going to work too hard in this match, mainly because they don't want him to get injured with all the injuries going around. So Miz was pretty much going to be his bitch. It went about 4.5 minutes. Cena gets the victory, standard. Pretty much, wasn't it?
Pretty much. It's a bit of a shame, but again, there's still time for Miz to maybe get something if he keeps talking on up towards WrestleMania.
Please, God, give Miz a match at WrestleMania. Please. We'll move on, though. Epico and Primo versus Truth and Kofi versus Swagger and Ziggler in a triple threat tag team title match. Even though it was kind of unannounced, it was still... I actually really enjoyed this match, and I think it showed you why tag team action could be an important part of a WrestleMania card. I really did enjoy this match. The crowd were into it.
Well, I look at the fact that the WWE, yes, one of them's the US champion and one of them should be in the main event, but it's still, two of them should be in the main event because it includes R-Truth. But you look at this and it's still a match that gave the tag team some focus and a match that could quite easily, because the fact that none of these video events are going for them at the minute, or a possible feud, could be a Mania match. This match could be at Mania.
True.
But the fact is they used it now, so it gave us the feeling when we were watching it, we're going to get new tag champs. But the match itself, quality match, but they retained their championship, which gave them a huge push, because they went against 4 pretty good wrestlers in this match.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of 4-way match, maybe at Mania with maybe the Usos in there, or maybe even Alex Riley and Mason Ryan, A. Ryan, or whatever they're calling themselves now. So it's really funny, though. You've got Ziggler there, who is a budding star, and he's involved in a tag team feud. I really would have thought they'd do what they're doing with Cody Rhodes and maybe give him a separate match. Who knows? It could be against Kane, because what happened after this match, Vince McMahon was telling people, tag team action matters again, and then what happened then, Jay?
Kane returned, big surprise, comes in and chokeslams them all down. This, again, it brings me back to the old time, when they would have a big guy take out loads of guys that are doing nothing, make his whole presence back, something big. So now the fact that they have Kane come back to the monstrous return, who knows what they got planned for him. He could face any one of them in a singles match or in a feud. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, it's just got me wondering what they're going to do with Kane.
Okay, sorry, but this is ridiculous. If you were thinking, oh, him and versus Ziggler, you just had him take out 6 guys, including Ziggler. Why the fuck would I believe Ziggler is any competition to Kane? I thought this segment, it was a great tag match. Kane coming back, yeah, I like to see Kane come back, but you kind of just buried this whole tag team division. I really didn't like that. Why did Kane have to come back and, kick all their asses? I don't get it. Especially if you're going to try and launch that into a feud with a Ziggler or a Truth. How is that really helping any of that? I don't know. I just didn't really see too much good in this segment. The tag match was really good, but the Kane stuff, to me, I didn't think it was needed for this segment because it was going along so well.
Well, again, this is a different way of bringing Kane back because there weren't much boring filler matches that he could just jumped in and did anything. The fact he came into a match where he's able to show his dominance, I found it was a good way to bring Kane back instead of just bring him out in the blue. So I thought it was different.
While burying your tag team division, including Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth, two guys who I believe you would say yourself are 2 very good wrestlers in WWE. But anyway, we could argue about that all day. We'll move on. We had a video package for Eve, which led to a Eve Torres promo. Do we really give a shit? She looked hot and everything, but yeah, I would definitely let her use me though.
Well, with Eve, again, she was looking all good in her dress, and I just thought, okay, maybe there's going to be some importance to this. But when she came to the ring, everything she said really didn't flow onto anything. It didn't really give us a direction of what Eve's going to do. It just made me think, if you've got nothing going for Eve, she should just stay backstage and just left it at that.
It was this little point of the show where it kind of dragged a little bit because you had the premiere of Bending the Rules of Edge, which is going to be another straight-to-DVD thing. And then you had that there's going to be some leadership changes, according to the board on WWE.com. There's going to be some leadership changes of some kind in effect on Raw and SmackDown or something like that. Something to do with Laurinaitis and Teddy Long. It'll probably do something to their feud, I imagine.
Again, that's something interesting, but it's a shame that they're making us wait for a online thing instead of maybe announcing on SmackDown, something to look forward to. But again, WWE are using their website as much as they can now.
Really should be announcing that on TV, but hell, I'm not a WWE writer, I guess. I'm just a wrestling fan. We had another tag team match. God, we had some good tag team matching on this show. Sheamus and Big Show versus Cody Rhodes and Mark Henry. I think we both quit to each other during the show that this was never going to get much time, was it? Because we had Rock coming up and he was going to get 20, 25 minutes. They tried to do a lot of stuff in this segment with the little time they had. I mean, you had Rhodes coming out talking about Show's embarrassing loss to Floyd Mayweather in 2008. You got another one of those segments with Cody Rhodes, Big Show's embarrassing WrestleMania moments. God, I think they're building up that feud well with those segments.
I look at this and I'm thinking, what would be perfect for me is obviously having Mark Henry. This would have been the perfect match to have Daniel Bryan, because then you have 2 feuds in this match.
True.
Sheamus and Bryan and Rhodes and
Big Show.
It would have worked. But adding Mark Henry, he's gone really downhill and the WWE just pretty much ruined him. So having Daniel Bryan here instead of in that match he had at the beginning, I think would have been a lot better. But the match itself
only got a minute.
And the result, again, yes, it's adding stuff to Big Show and Cody, but again, with a match like this, with the heels in another tag match again, it really let me down. I was expecting more from this match, but the face picked up the win as Sheamus came in and took down Mark Henry in a break.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument. Mark Henry at the moment isn't going to be booked on WrestleMania, and Big Show's seemingly going to be booked on WrestleMania. So out of everyone in there, as much as it pains me to say, because I love Mark Henry, but he kind of had to eat the pin, didn't he? I don't like to say this, but it's amazing how far Mark Henry has gone down. And I do wonder if they actually have any plans for him at WrestleMania, whether he's actually hurt and can't be at Mania, or whether they're just not putting him on Mania because they just don't have anything for him to do. And it'll be a shame because he was one of the best heel champions I've seen in some time last year on SmackDown.
And that makes me think that they didn't really need to use him in this match. It would have been the perfect place for Daniel Bryan. But again, the result led towards the Pacers winning, which is not really what we want to see all the time. But again, it was a match that just got them on the card.
Yeah, it's not really surprising. It didn't get too much time either, which is bullshit because you should always give Cody Rhodes at least 5 minutes time in that ring and to cut a promo. But anyway, we'll move on to the main event. The main event of the evening was always going to be The Rock coming back. Let's face it, he is going to be in the main event of WrestleMania with John Cena, and a lot of people will be tuning into Raw this week, and the ratings will go up generally because of The Rock. You got a great reaction, which you generally expect for The Rock, and again, that crowd was very good tonight, so you kind of expected that. Just give your thoughts on Rock's promo and what you thought of it.
Again, I'm not going to take one side. Just like last week, I felt Cena had parts in his promo that was repetitive. The Rock, again, even though The Rock feels more creative in his words, he still used some repetitive stuff. Even though he said that, he made the point that I personally agree with, that Cena was going on about saying, oh, I'm doing it for all the people backstage, blah, 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 and all that rubbish. The Rock saying he was doing it for the fans. So the fact that The Rock actually pointed out all the great wrestlers that fight for their own, and Cena's having to fight for the wrestlers backstage, Rock made a strong point there. Then he went on to talk about the match at WrestleMania and how he's going to eventually kick Cena's ass. It just, yes, it went on for a bit too long at the end of Raw, but the things that was said related to past promos, but also new promos, so I was quite satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you're going to, like I said, you're going to get a great reaction for The Rock. I don't know what it is with me. I don't know if it's because I've become a smart. I don't know if it's because of the way of my business. I know more about the business now, but I don't know what it is, guys, and I may get a lot of heat for saying this, including probably from MJ himself, and he probably knows what I'm going to say here, but I can't buy Rock's bullshit. I really can't. And I'll probably get a lot of heat for saying that, but I cannot buy Rock's bullshit. I really can't. And I must say this, MJ, and I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but I'm on Team Cena on this one, brother. I really am. And I know you're going to kill me and probably puke for that, but I'm on Team Cena here. I can't buy Rock's bullshit in the sense that he loves the fans and all that. I just can't buy it. And I didn't think the promo was bad. I just can't buy into what he's saying, so I'm behind Cena. I'm sorry. That's just the way I think.
All I'm going to say now is, at the end of this promo, yes, Cena came out. When I thought it was going to finish with The Rock, so Cena had his say last week, Rock's going to have his say. Cena came out, yes, he added stuff to the end of this, but then he did exactly what Rock said. He just walked out and just left it at that instead of having The Rock having his say back. But then, of course, Rock get the final say, wrapped up, and said he's going to lay the smackdown on Cena at WrestleMania. So adding hype to their match. And with The Rock, yes, he's not there every week, but at the same time,
which he should be, really, to hype this main event.
The Rock I personally see is that Rock is now in a new part of his career now, and Cena's still, obviously, building up to his career in the WWE. But all I can say is that this is all adding up to their match at WrestleMania, so it's something to look forward to.
I never thought I'd say this, but I actually was happy when John Cena came out. I don't know why. I was honestly happy when John Cena came out. And I know you hate me for saying this, and you're probably going to punch me after this review, but I honestly wanted John Cena to come out. Rock is great at drawing in the fans. He's fantastic. He's got great mic skills. But it's funny how Cena come out and did in about 2-3 minutes what Rock was trying to do in about 20. I'm just saying that there. He's talking about he's going to run Rock down while he is there, and also while he's out as well, which he's always out. And John Cena talks about how he loved The Rock until he met Dwayne Johnson. So is it going to be Cena versus Dwayne Johnson or Cena versus The Rock, eh?
And the way it went, obviously The Rock showed that he's going to be bringing it to WrestleMania, and there's something to look forward to. The match is set. The match is going to keep building up. I wonder what else they're going to do between now and WrestleMania. And all I can say is that it's something to look forward to. Some people may be thinking, not the best match because of all different reasons, but it's a match that they're going to be building up to, so something to look forward to.
I mean, how many more appearances will Rock make on Raw? That's what I want to know. I honestly think you should be making an appearance on every Raw, personally, but I'm on Team Cena, personally. You're probably on Team Rock, NJ, but I'm on Team Cena here. I don't care. I am on Team Cena. Anyway, personal bias aside, that's our views on Raw. What are your overall thoughts on the show? And give me a grade, NJ.
The first part of Raw had a lot going for it. Second tier segments there. There was matches that I didn't really think should have been on the card, and it should have just left it flowing. Daniel Bryan should have been in a different match, like I said. I personally agree with that.
Who would have been in the Punk match then?
I think Punk should have just had a personal segment or a segment with Jericho and stuff like that. And overall, the show was good. It had lots of circling from WrestleMania. So overall, I'm satisfied and I'm going to give it a strong B.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'm getting my fucking lines botched like fucking John Laurinaitis here. I thought the first hour was quite entertaining. The second hour wasn't as entertaining in my opinion. But I mean, you had that good tag match. The Rock delivered, of course, in my opinion. The Jericho-Punk interaction was very good. I thought John Laurinaitis and Teddy Long was pretty good as well. Even though that segment was overbooked, I still thought it was entertaining. The show overall was more entertaining than usual. Raw, we got some decent WrestleMania hype. I just wonder what else they're going to be doing and what they're going to be doing with guys like Miz and Ziggler and Mark Henry into WrestleMania. Just a couple of thoughts I have there. But generally a pretty good show. I'll give it a B.
That's it.
Yeah, B from us. So yeah, give us your thoughts on this edition of Raw down in the comment section below. And also post your hate you have for my opinions on The Rock as well, if you want to do that. And post your love of NJ Cena hate as well, if you would like to do that. That would be pretty awesome. Just give us your thoughts on it. And now we're going to end with British Fist main event. Nah, not The Rock. We've got someone way more entertaining and electrifying than The Rock. It's NJ.
No, all I can say, people, is thank you for tuning in for another review with the British Fist, Mr. Parkin, and me, NJ. All I can say, people, is we've had the appearance of The Rock! And next week, Shawn Michaels. Who knows what's going to happen next leading up to WrestleMania? Please share your thoughts about Raw in the comment section below. Until next time, people, goodbye.